Welcome to my channel HD Rare Coins 111, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. The Roosevelt dime holds a very special place in American coinage history, and the 1989 edition of this small yet mighty coin continues to capture the attention of collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Although tiny in size, this coin represents decades of change, tradition, and national pride. Today we will journey into the fascinating story of the 1989 Roosevelt dime and explore why this ordinary-looking coin can be worth an extraordinary amount of money. The dime, as a denomination, has been a cornerstone of American currency since the late 18th century. Over the years, it has undergone design changes and technological advancements, but few designs have been as enduring as the Roosevelt dime. When President Franklin Delano Roosevelt passed away in 1945, the nation sought to honor his legacy, and the dime became the canvas for his remembrance. The decision to place Roosevelt's image on the dime was not random. Roosevelt had been instrumental in the fight against polio, and the March of Dimes campaign had raised millions of dollars for research and treatment. By honoring him on the 10-cent piece, the United States Mint symbolized not only his leadership as president but also his humanitarian contributions. Fast forward to 1989, the dime remained faithful to the design that had been introduced in 1946. On the obverse side, the left-facing portrait of Franklin Roosevelt stands out prominently. His profile shows a determined leader, with the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" surrounding him, along with the year of issue at the bottom. The reverse design features the iconic torch at the center, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch. These symbols represent liberty, peace, and strength. The inscriptions, "United States of America, et pluribus unum," and "One dime," circle the design. It is a timeless image that has remained nearly unchanged for decades. When discussing the 1989 Roosevelt dime, it is important to consider the mints where it was struck. That year, dimes were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Each mint produced millions of these coins, yet only a tiny fraction hold remarkable value today. The Philadelphia Mint struck coins without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint coins carry the D Mint mark. The San Francisco Mint struck proof coins with an S Mint mark, intended primarily for collectors. Each of these variations has its own intrigue, but the rarest treasures are hidden within unique minting circumstances and condition. At first glance, a 1989 dime seems like pocket change. However, collectors know that condition is everything in numismatics. A dime that has circulated heavily and shows scratches or wear might only be worth its face value. On the other hand, a dime preserved in mint state condition, with sharp details and luster, can command attention in the marketplace. Proof coins struck with polished dies and specially prepared planchets are another highlight of 1989. These coins were sold in proof sets and often stored carefully, giving them a pristine mirror-like appearance. High-grade proofs with cameo contrast can be very desirable among collectors. But what truly sets a few 1989 Roosevelt dimes apart is the presence of rare errors and varieties. These errors occur during the minting process, and they often create unique coins that collectors crave. Misstrikes, off-center strikes, double dies, or missing mint marks are just a few of the fascinating anomalies that can make a dime from this year extremely valuable. One of the most famous varieties in Roosevelt dimes is the missing mint mark error, particularly for proof coins. If a 1989 S-proof dime were found without its S mint mark, it would instantly capture collector interest, since mint mark errors are exceedingly rare. Another factor that elevates the 1989 dime's value is its grade as determined by professional grading services. Coins graded mint state 67 or higher are considered premium examples. A single point higher in grading can sometimes mean the difference between a coin worth a few $100s and one worth thousands. Collectors often wonder why some coins escalate in value so dramatically while others remain common. The answer lies in rarity and demand. When a coin combines scarcity, outstanding condition, and historical importance, its price can skyrocket. The 1989 Roosevelt dime offers such a perfect storm under the right conditions. Beyond monetary value, these coins connect us to a rich legacy. Franklin Roosevelt led the nation through the Great Depression and most of World War II, leaving behind a record of resilience and leadership. Holding a Roosevelt dime is not just holding a coin, it is holding a piece of American history. The story of the dime is also the story of the American mint itself. Technological changes in the 1980s improved die production and quality control, yet the possibility of rare mistakes slipping through still lingered. These rare mistakes are what make 1989 such a compelling year for numismatists. For everyday people, the dime may seem too small to matter much, but for collectors, every detail matters. The sharpness of Roosevelt's hair, the clarity of the inscriptions, and the brightness of the fields all contribute to a coin's desirability. It is always exciting to imagine that a dime tucked away in a jar of change could turn out to be a hidden treasure. This thrill is part of what makes coin collecting such a rewarding hobby. The 1989 Roosevelt dime continues to inspire that sense of discovery. Stories circulate within the numismatic community about rare examples selling at auctions for eye-catching amounts. When collectors see such sales, they are reminded of the importance of examining even the most common-looking coins with care. While millions of dimes were produced in 1989, only a few exist in flawless condition or with significant errors. These are the coins that command the attention of advanced collectors and serious investors alike. Many beginners in the hobby start by checking their pocket change, and the Roosevelt dime is often the first coin they investigate. For them, the 1989 dime is not just a collectible but also an entry point into a lifelong passion. Another reason this coin is special is that it represents a period of stability in U.S. coin design. While other denominations were seeing commemorative issues or design shifts, the dime remained constant, anchoring the currency with familiarity. Collectors also valued the dime for its durability. Composed of a copper-nickel-clad structure, these coins were built to withstand heavy use. Yet ironically, the ones that never entered circulation, the pristine examples, are the ones that now shine most brightly in the marketplace. Auction houses and coin shows frequently highlight Roosevelt dimes in their catalogs, and bidders eagerly watch for rare dates and varieties. The 1989 dime, when found in extraordinary condition, can cause quite a stir. The demand for coins like this is also global. Collectors from around the world recognize the Roosevelt dime as an important piece of American coinage. Thus, its desirability is not limited to U.S. borders. In terms of cultural impact, the dime also continues to remind us of the March of Dimes and the fight against polio. Even today, the connection between the coin and the charitable cause gives it an added layer of meaning. It is remarkable how much history and value can be packed into a small 10-cent piece. For those who underestimate it, the 1989 Roosevelt dime proves that sometimes the smallest things can carry the biggest surprises. As collectors continue to search rolls of coins, examine proof sets, and send their best finds for grading, the 1989 dime remains a hidden gem waiting to be discovered in the right form. If you ever come across a 1989 Roosevelt dime in uncirculated or proofed condition, especially with an unusual error, take a closer look. What might appear as pocket change could in fact be a rare treasure, and when we speak of treasure, we speak not just of history and legacy but of real financial worth. A single 1989 Roosevelt one dime has been known to reach a value as high as $64,000. Top 2. The Roosevelt dime is one of the most enduring designs in American coinage, and the 1990 edition continues that tradition in a way that surprises collectors even today. At first glance, it looks like any other dime in circulation, but the truth is, some examples of this coin have become legendary treasures in the world of numismatics. When you hold a 1990 dime in your hand, you are holding not just a small piece of metal, but a story that connects directly to one of the most transformative presidents in American history. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, whose portrait dominates the obverse of the dime, remains a symbol of courage, leadership, and resilience during times of crisis. The Roosevelt dime was first issued in 1946, just 1 year after Roosevelt's passing. By 1990, it had already been in circulation for more than 4 decades, and the design had become a familiar companion to millions of Americans. Its consistency brought comfort and continuity during a rapidly changing time in history. On the obverse of the 1990 dime, Roosevelt's left-facing portrait is clearly defined, with the word "Liberty" boldly to his left. Just below his chin is the famous motto, "In God We Trust," a powerful reminder of American values. The year of issue, 1990, sits proudly at the bottom, making this coin instantly recognizable. Turning to the reverse, the design is as meaningful as it is symbolic. At the center stands a torch, representing liberty and enlightenment. On the left of the torch lies an olive branch, symbolizing peace, while on the right stands an oak branch, signifying strength and independence. These 3 elements together create a powerful image of what America stands for. The inscriptions on the reverse add further weight to the coin's symbolism. United States of America arches across the top, while E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, sits proudly in the center. At the bottom, the denomination is clearly marked: 1 dime. In 1990, these dimes were struck at multiple U.S. mint locations. Coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint carry no mint mark, those from the Denver Mint bear a D, and proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint proudly show an S. Each mint had its own production goals, and while millions were produced, collectors today search for the rarest survivors. The San Francisco proof coins of 1990 are especially admired. Their mirror-like fields and frosted details make them stand out from circulation strikes. For collectors, finding a perfect, high-grade proof coin with strong cameo contrast can be an exciting discovery. Meanwhile, circulation strikes from Philadelphia and Denver tell another story. Although most of these coins are still worth only 10 cents, it is their condition that makes the difference. A dime preserved in pristine mint state, without scratches or wear, can be worth far more than one that has passed through thousands of hands. Errors and varieties add even more intrigue to the 1990 Roosevelt dime. Sometimes during production, dies can strike coins with slight misalignments, doubled images, or missing details. These accidents create rare coins that collectors treasure. For instance, a double die error or an off-center strike can turn an ordinary dime into a unique collectible. Another particularly fascinating aspect of Roosevelt dimes is the missing mint mark error. In the past, there have been cases where proof dimes were struck without their mint marks. Such coins quickly become the holy grail for collectors. A 1990 dime with such an anomaly would instantly be catapulted into the spotlight of the numismatic world. Grading plays a huge role in determining the value of these coins. Professional grading services carefully examine a dime under magnification, checking its luster, strike, and surface condition. A coin graded mint state 68 or higher is incredibly rare and often commands extraordinary prices at auction. The 1990 dime is more than just a collectible. It is also a symbol of how coinage serves as a silent witness to history. This coin circulated during the final years of the Cold War, a time of both uncertainty and hope for Americans. To think of it as a snapshot of that moment in time adds another layer of meaning. Collectors are drawn not only to the history but also to the artistry of the Roosevelt dime. Sculptor John R. Sinek's design has stood the test of time, remaining relevant and beautiful through decades of change. Each detail of Roosevelt's portrait and each element on the reverse reflects the care and skill of its creation. It is fascinating to realize how a coin so small can carry such a large impact. The dime is one of the most frequently used denominations in American currency, yet it is also one of the most collected. Its size makes it easy to overlook, but those who know its secrets treat it with reverence. In the world of auctions, stories of rare 1990 dimes selling for incredible amounts spread quickly among collectors. These stories inspire new hobbyists to look closer at their own change, hoping to find a hidden treasure among everyday coins. Coin collecting itself is a hobby that thrives on curiosity and discovery. Every roll of dimes holds the potential for surprises. The 1990 Roosevelt dime continues to fuel this excitement, reminding collectors that patience and attention to detail can lead to rewarding finds. Even though millions of 1990 dimes exist, the truth is that only a few survive in flawless, untouched condition. These coins, combined with unique varieties or errors, form the elite group that captures headlines and attracts serious bids. The appeal of the 1990 dime extends beyond the United States. Around the world, collectors admire American coinage for its design, quality, and history. The Roosevelt dime, being iconic and accessible, enjoys international respect. For many Americans, Roosevelt's legacy itself makes this coin meaningful. His leadership during the Great Depression and World War II defined a generation. To carry his portrait in your pocket in 1990 was to carry a reminder of resilience and determination. The minting technology of the late 20th century was far advanced compared to earlier decades, but errors still slipped through. This paradox, of precision mixed with rare mistakes, is part of what makes modern coins like the 1990 dime so fascinating to study. Collectors often emphasize the thrill of the hunt. Searching for the perfect 1990 Roosevelt dime means combing through countless coins, examining every surface, every letter, and every detail. That pursuit itself is part of the joy of the hobby. The dime also reminds us of the importance of preservation. Coins that were carefully stored in protective holders have survived decades without tarnish or wear. These coins now shine as examples of what proper care can achieve. Every collector dreams of finding a coin that others have overlooked. The 1990 dime offers exactly that possibility. While it may look common, under the right circumstances it can be anything but ordinary. The symbolism of the olive and oak branches on the reverse continues to resonate even today. Peace and strength are timeless ideals, and they remain just as relevant now as they were when the coin was struck. In coin shows and online markets, the 1990 Roosevelt dime holds its place as a favorite among enthusiasts. Dealers highlight its variations, while buyers eagerly search for high-grade examples to add to their collections. Each dime, regardless of condition, tells a story of where it has been. Some may have circulated through thousands of hands, while others remained untouched in a proof set. That contrast is part of the magic of collecting. What makes this coin particularly exciting is that it bridges the gap between being a common coin in circulation and a rare collectible worth thousands. It teaches us that value can be hidden in plain sight. So the next time you come across a Roosevelt dime dated 1990, take a moment to look closer. You might be holding a simple piece of change, or you might be holding a small fortune disguised as a 10-cent coin. And when we speak of that fortune, the value of a single 1990 Roosevelt one dime has been known to reach as high as $60,000. Top 3. The Roosevelt dime is a small but powerful reminder of America's history, and the 1991 edition of this coin carries that tradition forward in remarkable ways. Though it is just 10 cents in the eyes of most people, for collectors it can be a hidden treasure, waiting to reveal a story of rarity, design, and incredible value. When you pick up a 1991 Roosevelt dime, you are holding more than a piece of change. You are holding a symbol of Franklin Delano Roosevelt's enduring legacy, a man who guided the United States through two of its most difficult challenges, the Great Depression and World War II. His portrait on the dime is a tribute that began in 1946 and continues even today. The obverse of the 1991 dime features the left-facing portrait of Roosevelt. His expression is firm and resolute, capturing the strength that defined his presidency. Around him are inscriptions that give the coin its voice. Liberty, in God we trust. And of course, the year 1991 boldly displayed. The reverse design is equally iconic. A central torch represents liberty, while an olive branch to the left symbolizes peace, and an oak branch to the right reflects strength and independence. Together they form a timeless design that has endured for decades without losing its significance. The inscriptions on the reverse are equally important. United States of America stretches proudly across the top, while the nation's motto, E pluribus unum, rests in the center. The denomination, one dime, at the bottom ensures that the coin's purpose is clear. In 1991, these coins were struck at three primary mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, Denver coins have a small D, and San Francisco coins, struck as proofs for collectors, bear the S mint mark. Each minting facility contributed to the year's total production, but collectors today search for the rarest examples. The San Francisco proof coins of 1991 stand out for their craftsmanship. Made with polished dies and specially prepared planchets, they exhibit mirror-like fields and frosted designs. These coins are highly desirable, especially in flawless condition with strong cameo contrast. Circulation strikes from Philadelphia and Denver are more common, but even these coins can become valuable if they are preserved in pristine, mint-state condition. A sharp strike with full details, untouched by circulation, can elevate a dime from ordinary to extraordinary. Errors are another exciting feature of the 1991 Roosevelt dime. Mistakes in the minting process can lead to coins that collectors chase with great enthusiasm. Off-center strikes, double dies, or misaligned elements turn what should be a routine dime into a unique collectible point. One of the most captivating possibilities is the missing mint mark error. In earlier years, such errors created some of the most famous modern rarities in U.S. coinage. While rare, a missing mint mark on a 1991 dime would be a phenomenal find for any collector. Grading is another key factor in determining a coin's value. Professional grading services carefully examine the coin's surfaces, checking for scratches, luster, and overall eye appeal. A 1991 dime graded at mint state 67 or higher is an extremely rare example that can command serious prices. The year 1991 itself was a period of transition for America. The Cold War had just come to an end, and the nation was entering a new chapter in its history. This dime, minted in that very year, carries the spirit of that change as it circulated in everyday life. Collectors are often amazed that such a small coin can represent so much. For them, the Roosevelt dime is more than money. It is a piece of art, history, and culture combined into a tiny circle of metal. The artistry of John R. Sinek's design continues to shine on the 1991 dime. Despite being created decades earlier, the portrait and reverse details still look fresh and timeless, proving the strength of good design. Millions of dimes were minted in 1991, but only a few remain in exceptional condition or feature errors that set them apart. This rarity is what fuels the excitement and drives collectors to search through countless rolls of coins. Auction results have shown that rare examples of 1991 dimes can sell for remarkable amounts. Collectors worldwide pay attention when such coins appear, knowing how elusive they are. Coin collecting thrives on stories of discovery, and the 1991 dime is no exception. The possibility of finding a rare variety or a high-grade coin in an overlooked collection is part of the thrill that keeps the hobby alive. The dime also reminds us of the importance of preservation. Coins that were carefully stored in albums, holders, or proof sets have survived decades in excellent condition, while those left to circulate show heavy wear. That difference in care translates directly into value. Even a casual collector can appreciate the beauty of the 1991 Roosevelt dime. Its detailed portrait, symbolic reverse, and polished proof versions make it an attractive piece to add to any collection. The 1991 dime also demonstrates how even modern coins can hold surprising value. While many assume only older coins are valuable, the right combination of rarity, condition, and demand can make a relatively recent dime worth thousands. Around the world, collectors admire the Roosevelt dime for its history and design. The 1991 edition, while common at first glance, has become a target for international buyers searching for high-grade examples. Every coin tells a story, and the story of the 1991 dime is one of hidden potential. For those who take the time to look closer, it reveals secrets that most people will never notice. Coin shows and online markets frequently feature Roosevelt dimes, and when a rare 1991 piece appears, it sparks immediate interest. Collectors know just how rare it is to find a dime from that year in flawless condition. The torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse carry timeless messages. Liberty, peace, and strength remain ideals that resonate as much today as they did when the coin was struck. The dime itself may be small, but its impact is large. It has been part of daily American life for generations, yet it continues to surprise collectors with stories of rare finds and high values. Searching for a rare 1991 dime is not just about money, it is about discovery, history, and the joy of uncovering something extraordinary hidden in plain sight. Every collector dreams of finding a coin that others have overlooked. The 1991 Roosevelt dime offers that chance, reminding us that treasures can sometimes be disguised as ordinary change. And while most dimes from 1991 may remain worth only 10 cents, the rarest examples tell a different story. In extraordinary condition, or with a rare error, a single 1991 Roosevelt 1 dime has been known to reach a value as high as $57,000. Top 4. The Roosevelt dime has been a constant presence in American coinage since 1946, and the 2004 edition continues that tradition with its familiar design and subtle beauty. At first glance, the coin seems ordinary, just another piece of change you might find in your pocket. But for coin collectors and enthusiasts, the 2004 dime hides fascinating details, stories, and even rare treasures. This coin honors Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt led the nation through the Great Depression and most of World War II, leaving behind a powerful legacy of leadership and determination. His portrait on the dime reminds us not only of his political accomplishments but also of his humanitarian efforts, especially his role in the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. On the obverse side of the 2004 dime, we see Roosevelt's profile facing left. His determined expression reflects the strength that defined his presidency. Above his head, the word, Liberty, stands proudly. To the left, near his chin, the phrase, In God We Trust, can be seen, while the initials, JS, mark the work of designer John Sinek. The year 2004 sits clearly at the bottom. The reverse of the coin is rich with symbolism. At the center stands a tall torch, representing freedom and enlightenment. On one side is an olive branch, symbolizing peace, and on the other is an oak branch, symbolizing strength and resilience. Together, these images form a message that blends liberty, peace, and strength into one powerful design. Above the design on the reverse is the inscription, United States of America. Just below the central image sits the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. At the bottom is the denomination, marked clearly as 1 dime. The 2004 Roosevelt dime was minted at 3 different locations. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins with no mint mark, the Denver Mint issued coins with a D, and the San Francisco Mint struck proof coins with an S. Each mint played a part in supplying both circulation and collectible versions of the dime. The Philadelphia and Denver Mints produced millions of coins for everyday use. These dimes went into circulation and were used in daily transactions across the nation. Most of these coins remain worth only face value today, but a few in pristine, uncirculated condition have become rare treasures. The San Francisco Mint, on the other hand, focused on creating proof coins. These coins were struck with polished dies and carefully prepared planchets, giving them sharp details and mirror-like surfaces. Collectors often prize these proof dimes, especially when they have strong cameo contrast between the frosted devices and shiny fields. Errors add another layer of excitement to the 2004 dime. Minting mistakes can result in coins that look unusual or carry distinctive features. Off-center strikes, doubled dies, or misaligned designs are among the types of errors collectors actively seek. When such errors occur, they can transform a common coin into a valuable rarity. One particular category of interest is missing details or weak strikes. These subtle errors can sometimes slip past inspectors, leaving behind coins that puzzle and fascinate collectors. A 2004 dime with a major striking error can bring in far more value than a normal example. Grading plays a huge role in determining the value of a 2004 Roosevelt dime. Coins are judged on their luster, sharpness of strike, and absence of marks or blemishes. A dime in mint state 68 or higher is incredibly difficult to find and can command extraordinary prices at auction. Proof coins are also graded, and collectors look for perfect or near-perfect examples. A proof dime graded PR70 Deep Cameo is the ultimate prize for someone who loves modern U.S. coinage. Such a coin is rare and represents the highest quality achievable. The 2004 dime is not just a collectible item, it is also a reflection of American history during that year. The nation was experiencing rapid technological and cultural change, and this little coin circulated in the hands of millions while the world continued to evolve. Although the design of the Roosevelt dime has stayed consistent, each year's issue carries its own identity. The 2004 edition, struck with modern technology, is a testament to the mint's commitment to precision while still allowing room for fascinating errors and varieties. Collectors often speak of the thrill of discovery. For many, the 2004 Roosevelt dime offers exactly that kind of excitement. A coin that looks ordinary may actually turn out to be a hidden gem once examined under proper lighting and magnification. Stories of rare dimes selling for high amounts at auction continue to inspire new collectors to start searching their change jars and rolls of coins. The possibility of finding something valuable in the most unexpected place is part of what makes coin collecting such an enjoyable hobby. The Roosevelt dime also carries deep symbolic meaning beyond its design. The olive and oak branches, alongside the torch, remind Americans of the values of liberty, peace, and strength, ideals that continue to define the nation. For casual hobbyists, the 2004 dime may be an introduction to the world of coin collecting. It is accessible, affordable, and easy to find, yet it also holds the potential for great discoveries and valuable surprises. For experienced numismatists, the 2004 dime represents another chapter in the long-running Roosevelt series. Completing a collection of Roosevelt dimes means gathering examples from every year and every mint, and 2004 is an essential piece of that puzzle. Auction houses and coin shows frequently feature Roosevelt dimes, and when an exceptional 2004 dime is offered, collectors take notice. High-grade coins, error coins, and proof examples all have their place in the market. What makes the 2004 dime particularly exciting is that it bridges the gap between everyday currency and collectible treasure. Most people will never look at this coin twice, but collectors know that its value lies in the details. This coin also reminds us of the importance of preservation. Coins that were carefully stored in protective holders or proof sets have survived in perfect condition, while those that circulated show wear. The difference between these two categories can mean thousands of dollars. The Roosevelt dime has been part of American life for decades, and the 2004 issue continues that tradition. Its design is familiar, yet its hidden rarities and varieties keep it exciting for collectors of all levels. Even though it is small in size, the dime carries immense importance. It is both a practical piece of currency and a collectible that connects us to history, art, and national values. Collectors around the world admire the Roosevelt dime, not only for its beauty but also for the stories it tells. The 2004 dime, while recent, already holds a respected place in this long-running series. Every collector dreams of finding a rare coin where others see only pocket change. The 2004 Roosevelt dime offers exactly that possibility, making it a coin that inspires both curiosity and admiration. As technology continues to evolve, the art of coin collecting remains timeless. The 2004 dime reminds us that value is not always about size, but about history, rarity, and condition. So the next time you see a dime from 2004, take a closer look. It might just be an ordinary coin, but it could also be something extraordinary hiding in plain sight. And while most 2004 Roosevelt dimes remain worth only 10 cents, the rarest examples, in the right condition or with unusual errors, have been known to reach a value as high as $48,000. Top 5. The Roosevelt dime has been in the pockets of Americans for decades, and the 2014 edition of this coin is another fascinating chapter in its long story. To the untrained eye, the coin might look like an ordinary piece of change, but to collectors, it represents history, artistry, and hidden treasure. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, whose portrait graces the obverse, was honored on the dime beginning in 1946. His leadership through the Great Depression and World War II made him one of the most influential presidents in American history. The dime was chosen as his tribute, partly because of his strong association with the March of Dimes campaign against polio. On the obverse of the 2014 dime, we see Roosevelt's profile facing left. His hair, features, and expression are carefully sculpted, capturing his determined spirit. The word, liberty, appears boldly above, while "In God We Trust" sits to the left. The date 2014 rests at the lower right, and the initials, JS, honor designer John R. Sinek. The reverse design is just as meaningful. A strong central torch represents liberty and enlightenment, flanked by an olive branch symbolizing peace and an oak branch symbolizing strength. These elements together remind us of America's ideals and enduring values. Around this design are the inscriptions: United States of America, e pluribus unum, and the denomination, 1 dime. This balance of design and symbolism has kept the Roosevelt dime timeless for nearly 80 years. In 2014, Roosevelt dimes were struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, Denver coins bear the D mint mark, and San Francisco coins display an S. Each mint contributed to the year's production, creating coins for circulation and collectors alike. The Philadelphia and Denver mints focused on circulation strikes. These dimes ended up in the hands of millions of Americans, used for purchases and stored in change jars. Most are still worth their face value, but a few that remain in flawless mint state condition are prized by collectors. San Francisco, however, struck proof coins. These dimes were not intended for everyday use but instead for collectors. They feature deep, mirror-like fields and frosted designs, offering a beautiful cameo effect when properly preserved. High-grade examples of both circulation strikes and proofs are extremely desirable. Grading agencies evaluate coins carefully, and a 2014 dime graded MS or PR70, the highest possible grade, represents the best of modern coinage. Era coins add an entirely new level of excitement to the 2014 Roosevelt dime. Minting mistakes, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or missing details, create unique pieces that stand apart from millions of ordinary examples. Collectors eagerly seek these out, often paying large sums for dramatic errors. Sometimes even subtle varieties, such as differences in strike quality or unusual die characteristics, can make a coin special. The thrill of discovery keeps collectors examining every detail with patience and care. The 2014 dime also carries historical significance for its time. It circulated during an era of rapid technological change and shifting global dynamics, silently serving as a witness to the events of the year while passing through countless hands. Though small in size, the dime has an enormous legacy. Its design has endured while other denominations have undergone dramatic changes, making it a symbol of consistency in the nation's coinage. For collectors, the joy often comes from finding an ordinary coin that turns out to be extraordinary. A 2014 dime pulled from circulation, when found in exceptional condition or with a rare error, can surprise even seasoned numismatists. Proof dimes from San Francisco continue to be favorites at coin shows and auctions. Their beauty and craftsmanship make them attractive additions to any collection, especially when preserved in perfect condition. Philadelphia and Denver dimes, while more common, still hold hidden treasures. Coins that were never touched by circulation, carefully stored since their minting, are rare survivors worth far more than their face value. Grading has become increasingly important for modern coins. A 2014 dime in MS68 or MS69 condition is rare enough, but an MS70 example is a true prize. The difference of a single grade can mean a massive change in value. Collectors also appreciate the symbolism of the dime. The olive branch, oak branch, and torch reflect peace, strength, and liberty, values that remain central to the American identity. The Roosevelt dime also connects today's generation to the memory of Franklin Roosevelt's leadership. Carrying his portrait in your pocket is carrying a piece of history that shaped the modern United States. Even though millions of dimes were minted in 2014, the rarity lies in perfection. Only a handful of coins escape the minting process without flaws, scratches, or blemishes, and those are the coins that rise in value. Auction stories continue to fuel the fascination with the 2014 dime. A high-grade example or a dramatic mint error can bring staggering results, proving that even modern coins can be highly valuable. For many hobbyists, this dime is an entry point into the world of collecting. It is small, accessible, and affordable, yet it holds the promise of discovering something rare and meaningful. International collectors also admire the Roosevelt dime. Its design, history, and symbolism give it appeal far beyond U.S. borders, making it an important coin in global numismatic circles. The 2014 dime demonstrates how coinage blends art, history, and practicality. Every design detail, every error, and every mint mark tells a story worth discovering. Collectors often say that coin collecting is about the thrill of the hunt. The 2014 Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of why. It looks like pocket change, yet it can hide incredible surprises for those who pay attention. From proof coins to error coins, from mint state rarities to everyday circulation finds, the 2014 dime has something to offer everyone. Its legacy is already strong, even though it is a relatively recent issue. The dime may be small in physical size, but it carries immense importance in numismatics. Each coin reminds us that value isn't just measured in dollars, it is measured in history, art, and meaning. So the next time you see a dime dated 2014, take a closer look. You may be holding more than just a coin, you may be holding a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. And while most 2014 Roosevelt dimes remain worth only 10 cents, the rarest examples in flawless condition or with dramatic minting errors have been known to reach a value as high as $33,000.